Hello my loves, and welcome to this Yin Yoga and meditation practice for Mental Health Awareness Week. Today in this class we're going to be focusing on really prioritizing self-care, giving yourself a little bit of space to step back, to tune in, to switch off, and to move your body mindfully. The theme of this year is more movement for our mental health, which I think is a theme that we should bring into every week of the year personally. You'll need a couple of things for this class. A bolster if you have one, or you can create one at home by just placing 2 pillows from your bed and putting them in one pillowcase. That can create a nice firm bolster for you to use at home. You can also use cushions and blankets, any props that you have available. If I have not had the pleasure of teaching you before, my name is Liz. I am a yoga teacher, and I also work as a yoga therapist for stress and anxiety. So this is a really important focus of my work, and I think something that we could all really benefit from in our busy, overstimulated world. Prioritizing more self-care and making a little bit of space for the things that help us to refuel. So let's start in stillness today. Coming to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you, cross-legged, kneeling, popping yourself up on a bolster or a pillow. Bringing your hands to rest on your knees. And then closing down your eyes. Beginning by bringing your attention to your breathing. And just taking a few deep breaths as we start to land together. As you begin to arrive and step back. Landing in your body. And taking these first few moments of stillness to call all the parts of you back home that have been in other places throughout the week. Other places physically, other places mentally, other places emotionally. Times you visited the past, times you've worried about the future, times you've been present. Calling all of those parts of yourself, all those versions of yourself home. And we'll take 3 deep breaths. Breathing in. Open your mouth and sigh, let your body relax. Take another deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh. Take another deep breath in. Exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly when you're ready, just beginning to flicker your eyes open. Coming back into the room. Bring your hands in front of you and just start to walk your fingertips away, coming into a fold. Let your head relax. And we're going to bring a little bit of mindful movement into our bodies as we breathe, just to help wake everything up. As you inhale, lengthen through your spine, so pull up through the crown of the head from the tailbone. As you exhale, relax and fold. Chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen through the back of your body. Draw yourself forwards, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. So a nice long spine as though you're looking forwards in halfway lift pose. And then exhale, fold and release. Let the head completely relax. You can spend a moment here nodding the head, yes. Maybe shaking the head no. Begin to slide your hands back towards your body. Good, lovely. Come onto your knees. You can use a pillow here or a bolster. And we're going to take a child's pose as our first posture. This is also a really lovely resting pose. So if you need to come into this pose throughout any of this sequence tonight, you can come into this posture, take a breath, take a few moments whenever you need to. Remember, this is your body, your practice. So knees open, start to slide your hands or walk your hands forwards and come down onto either your bolster or onto your mat, letting your chest relax. You can hug the arms around the bolster if you'd like, or you can extend your arms out in front of you, either letting your head relax down or turning one cheek down towards the floor. You might like to close your eyes once you've arrived in your child's pose. Bringing your awareness back to your breathing. As you breathe, as you arrive here in child's pose, notice how you're feeling today. Firstly, how you're feeling in your body. Anywhere that feels a little bit tight or tense. And then beginning to notice how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, how you're feeling in your mind. As though you're checking in with an old friend. How are you doing today? And lastly, finally, just checking in with your energy levels. How are your energy levels tonight? Beautiful. Yin Yoga is a really deep, slow and meditative practice. It really gives us space to practice some self-care, to reconnect to ourselves, to our minds, to our bodies. For me, it's become a very therapeutic part of my life, part of my practice. Let's slowly start to make our way out of child's pose. Good. Move any bolsters that you have there to one side or just out of your way for now. And I'd like you to come onto the front of your body. So bring yourself down onto the mat. Slide your elbows forwards, your forearms forwards, and bring your elbows so they're underneath your shoulders for our Sphinx pose. So hands are out in front of you, shoulders are relaxed here. Lift your chest, so draw up from the collarbone, from the chest, up towards the ceiling. Your belly and your hips are just rested on the ground. Feet are relaxed, legs are relaxed. Good. This is a gentle pose. Start to lift through the chest, lift through the heart, and notice how you feel in this pose. I just said it was gentle, but it may not feel gentle for you. It's your body, it's your practice. I'm here to guide, but some of the things I say may not resonate, so please do listen to your body and what feels right for you. If this feels a little deep, just go a little gentler. Drop your elbows down to the ground and draw up from the chest. You can also lift up a little higher if you're not feeling anything in this pose. Turning your hands out to the side and pressing the ground away, lifting up. Beautiful. Wherever you are, wherever feels right for your lower back, check in with that area of the body. Stop, pause, and begin to become still. Closing down the eyes, relaxing your jaw, softening the expression on your face, and bringing your attention to the space just below your navel. Starting to breathe down into this space, down into the belly. Feel your belly filling as you breathe in. And emptying as you exhale. So just slow, steady breaths in and out of the nose. Belly rising and filling as you inhale. Belly emptying, falling as you exhale. Breathing down into the belly as you inhale. Emptying the belly as you exhale. Take a few more breaths, breathing down into the belly. And out through the nose. Breathing down into the belly. Really nice. And out through the nose. Take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And slowly from wherever you are, just begin to lower your upper body down towards the floor. Bring your hands on top of one another and turn your head to one side, or rest your forehead on your hands like a pillow. Let everything relax. Feel the solid ground beneath you, supporting your whole body. Just clearing your mind of any distractions. And then slowly, we're going to just shuffle our way over to the left-hand side of the mat. So I want you to come onto that left edge of your mat. Left edge of your mat, and we're going to extend the right arm out to the side. So shuffle yourself over to the left hand edge. Extend your right arm out to the side. Press your fingertips or your left hand down into the floor, and we're going to roll over onto the side of the body. Oh, good. You can step your left foot behind you if you would like, or you can just keep the legs stacked on top of one another. So see what feels best for you. Take a moment to get yourself set up. You can step that left foot back. And a final option that you can take is to reach your left arm back behind you and drape your left arm behind you. Make sure that you are resting your head on the ground. Once you found your shoulder stretch. Once you found that shoulder stretch. Good, nice everyone. So we're rolling onto the right shoulder. Stopping there when you're ready. And then closing down the eyes in this pose. This is a great posture for releasing tension around the shoulders, which is somewhere in the body. We often store a lot of tension throughout the week. So if you're anyone like myself who struggles with anxiety and holds a lot of stress, if you're a very emotional person or a highly sensitive person, I see you and I know what it's like to store a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of emotions in your body, a lot of energy. And these postures can really help to release some of that kind of pent-up energy that you might be holding. See if you can let yourself soften into the pose. See if you can let yourself relax a little more. Release the jaw. Relax the expression on your beautiful face. Give your body permission to be still just for a moment longer. And we're going to take just about 3 more deep breaths in this shoulder stretch to the right. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Take one more deep breath down into your belly. Long exhale out through your nose. So beautiful, everyone. Really nice. Take your time to just mindfully roll back. So we roll back onto the front of the body first and we pause here momentarily. If you would like to take a child's pose, you're also very welcome. But my favorite rebound from shoulder stretch is just to either let the arms relax alongside you or again, just to stack the hands and maybe turn the head the opposite way as you did before or rest the forehead down. I like this option as a rebound because it's a really nice pose to breathe into. You can feel your belly pressing into the ground. You can feel the breath rising and falling. So as you come into your rebound, as you come to stillness, take your attention back to that steady flow of breath. Deep, slow breathing is just like magic for our nervous system, like little love notes. It helps to activate our relaxation response. It helps to support almost every single function in our body. In my opinion, it is one of the most untapped tools to support our mental health and our holistic well-being. And the beauty of breath work is we all have a breath. We all need to breathe. It's always with us. There's no extra charge. There's no special equipment needed. Everyone can breathe. It's what makes us all human and all alive. Slowly, let's come out, my loves, and we're going to shuffle over to the right hand edge of the mat and do that shoulder stretch on the other side. I get very passionate about breath work, as you may have just noticed. So shuffle over to the right hand edge of your mat. Bring yourself really in line with the right hand edge, just so you have space for your left shoulder, for your shoulder stretch. So extend your left arm out. Beautiful. Left wrist in line with left shoulder, in line with left elbow. One straight long line. You know what I mean. Bring your right hand down and we're going to roll over onto the left shoulder. Okay? So when you're ready, roll on over onto that left shoulder. Hopefully my microphone is not getting squished so you can hear me. But we're either going to stack the legs or you can step your right foot behind you. If you took that shoulder option, that modification, extend your right arm up and then drape it behind you. Let your head relax onto the floor. And then close the eyes. And just noticing how you are feeling now. Hopefully a little less distracted. Hopefully a little bit more relaxed. Hopefully a little bit more present. Bring your awareness back to your breathing. Let's keep coming back to the breath, keep coming back to that magic, that deep belly breathing, that self-soothing of the nervous system. If you're finding it hard to be present, I think yin is challenging in a very different way to a dynamic practice. You have all this space, all this time. Of course, the mind becomes distracted. So if you're noticing that coming up, try repeating a little mantra, a very simple mantra. Just let as you breathe in and go as you exhale. Let as you breathe in. Go as you exhale. Let go. Let go. Take one more deep breath in, last breath here. Sigh that exhalation out. So lovely, everyone. Make your way back onto the front of your body and either come into a rebound, laying on the front, arms can be extended, just like you're, planting yourself on your bed at the end of a long, long day, or you can come into child's pose if you would like. Let your head relax. And close the eyes for a moment. Taking a few deep, deep breaths into the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing into the nose. Beautiful. Out through the mouth. Let's take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Gorgeous. Slowly start to make your way up onto your knees for me, my loves. We're going to come onto the back of our bodies now. So I'd like you to grab bolsters or cushions or anything you've got there as supports for the next few poses that we're going to come into. I lied. We're actually going to start with one fold and then we're going to come onto our backs for a few final postures. So grab those things first. Grab a pillow or a bolster if you have one available to you. And bring the soles of your feet together. So soles of the feet together. And we're going to use the bolster as a support for our bodies. If you have any blocks or books that you can use as well there, you can pad up behind your bolster. You can create like a little tower for it to sit on. I like to support it with my feet. Some people prefer feet out in front. Some people prefer feet behind. It's really up to you and how your hips feel. There's no right or wrong in creating this setup. So lengthen through the crown of your head once the soles of the feet are together. Lengthen through the crown of the head and then slowly start to fold. Don't dive into the fold and go in too deeply. Take your time to ease into the fold. Let your head relax against the bolster. You can hug the bolster in towards you if that feels more comfortable. You can also turn your bolster around and come in this way so the forehead is supported. Take a moment to get yourself comfortable in any way you need to for this pose. Let the shoulders drop forwards. Let the arms just relax wherever they fall. And I like to turn the palms up in receiving in this pose. So your hands are not like turned down towards the ground, they're open, palms open to the sky. Closing your eyes when you're ready. And breathing into the nose and out through the nose. So just slow, steady breaths. Into the nose and out through the nose. Into the nose and out through the nose. I wanted to share the definition of self-care, because self-care is really something unique to each of us. I can't tell you what self-care is for you because it's associated to the self, the individual. The dictionary defines self-care as the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during times of stress. The practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. I really love that definition. Perhaps it can give you a bit of inspiration just to reflect and think about how you are protecting your happiness, your well-being. What activities, what practices, what people, what places feel like self-care? Doesn't have to just be yoga. Yoga may be a part of it. I hope it is. But it can be spending time with your friends, your family. It might be spending time in nature. It might be walking or running or cooking or painting or anything, music. Whatever makes you feel like yourself, whatever helps you to refill your cup when it's getting low. What helps to protect your well-being and your happiness levels, in particular during periods of stress. And taking a few deep breaths into the nose and out through the mouth. Into the nose and out through the mouth. Into the nose and out through the mouth. Taking a last deep breath in. You've got it. A last deep breath out. And slowly, slowly start to come out of the fold. Well done, everyone. We were there for 3.5 minutes. So starting to come out of the fold. And we're going to take one of our final postures. We're going to take the rebound of that pose. So it's kind of sister pose, it's counter pose, it's buddy. So turn your bolsters the opposite way. If you do have a block or anything solid, you may like to prop your bolster up underneath the top of it. So you might like to make it a little higher at the top, a little bit more arched. That will make it a bit gentler on your lower back. Having it flat actually makes it a little deeper. Okay, so adjust as you need to. Listen to what your body wants. If that feels too much, come to lay flat. All the same benefits. Okay, so spin yourself around and bring the soles of your feet together to begin, taking reclining bound angle, butterfly pose. Hold on to your bolster to keep it in place. Lengthen through the crown of your head, lift up, long spine. And then slowly start to melt back. Take yourself all the way back and adjust to suit your body. This for me is not feeling as comfortable as I would like. So I'm going to move my block and I'm going to adjust. You can also take a blanket and wrap it behind your neck if you would like. So taking yourself into the pose. Wrapping the shoulders back, letting the arms relax alongside you. Notice how you're feeling in your hips. If this is not feeling comfortable for anyone, I would like to offer you an alternative option to take a constructed rest pose. So draw your knees together, heel toe your feet apart and let your knees support one another. So the knees drop together, press into the outside edges of your feet gently, and then close your eyes. Beautiful. So just arriving in this final pose. Letting your whole body relax as much as you can. Breathing in. And as you exhale, see if you can soften a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, feel everything relax as much as possible. Let go of any areas that feel tense or tight or active. Anywhere that feels tired, let it rest. And then let your attention drift back to meet your breathing. Let your attention drift back to meet your breathing. And I wanted to share a reading that I always come back to. This is by the writer Cleo Wade. She has a beautiful book called Heart Talk. I think this is a great reminder. Oftentimes when the world feels chaotic, we begin to feel as though it is somehow inappropriate to have joy. Have your joy. Joy is a form of radical self-care. Joy can energize us to take on even the most difficult of circumstances. When we have joy, especially in the midst of challenging times, we are saying to the world, I will define the current state of you, of the world around me, instead of allowing it to define me. So today, regardless of what is happening around you, can you empower yourself by embracing your joy? Bringing your awareness back to your breath. We've got about 3 more breaths in this final pose as we start to wind things down. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Take a last deep breath. Last deep exhale. And slowly start to make your way out of your reclining posture, my loves. Bring the hands alongside your hips. Start to slowly draw yourself up and out. Extend your legs and just take a moment to lightly fold over towards the knees, letting the head relax, giving the head a little shake or a nod or a roll from side to side. And then making your way in your own time into our final pose, into Savasana. So you might like to take your bolster underneath your knees. If you have an eye pillow or anything that you would like to drape over your face, that can be a nice addition. Just letting the legs relax, the arms relax alongside you, and the eyes can close as the body becomes still. Just taking a moment to make any final adjustments you need to make so you can settle into this final resting pose. Scanning down from the crown of your head all the way to the soles of your feet. And letting everything completely relax. We'll finish our class tonight with a short yoga nidra to help you completely switch off. As you begin to become still, hopefully a little more relaxed in your body and in your mind, let's start to turn our awareness, our attention inwards once again, as though you're looking inwards. Focusing on the space behind your closed eyes. And just as we move around our homes or our rooms at night and switch off the lights so we can sleep, so we can rest, we need to do that in our bodies to help us switch off completely. Starting to switch off the expression on the face, the brow, the jaw, the lips. Scanning down your upper body, switching off the shoulders, the chest, the arms, the hands. And traveling along your body, knowing we will all be made up differently. It's the beauty of human beings. None of us are the same. As though you're tracing the outline of your body, your being. Invite your upper body to switch off completely. And starting to scan down your lower body. Again, as though you're switching off anything active. And again, as though you're tracing the outline of yourself, your own being, noticing where your body ends and the rest of the world begins. Remembering that your body is your home, it's your sanctuary, it's a space you can always come back to, this quiet internal landscape. Start to scan along the back of your body, noticing the connecting points between your body and the solid ground, the earth beneath you. Can you allow yourself to be supported? Can you allow yourself to be held? Starting to scan up from your lower back to your middle back to your upper back. Inviting your whole self, your whole body, every part of you to completely switch off, to completely let go. Reminding yourself that there is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to be doing. Sometimes resting is the most productive thing that we can do. Whenever you notice your attention drifting to other places, to other thoughts, to other things, seeing if you can interrupt any of those distractions, really giving yourself the space you need to step back and practice some self-care. Slowly in your own time, just beginning to bring a little bit of slow meditative movements. So just wriggling your fingers at first, wriggling your toes, taking a long stretch through your whole body, as though you're reluctantly waking up in the morning. Takes me a while to get out of bed. And then rolling over onto one side in your own time when you're ready. And making your way back to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bringing your hands together, creating a little bit of warmth between your hands. And then placing your hands over your heart, bowing your head. I wanted to share a final quick quote from Eleanor Brown, who said, "Rest and self-care are so important. When you take time to replenish your spirit, it allows you to serve others from the overflow. Remember, you cannot serve from an empty vessel." You cannot serve from an empty vessel. Before we close down our self-care yin practice, open our eyes and come back into the world, just taking a moment to set an intention for yourself that you can take away from this class. How can you show yourself more self-care? How can you protect your happiness and your well-being? What do you need? If there's just one thing you can do for yourself this week, what would that be? And then slowly in your own time, beginning to flicker your eyes, softly open, coming back into the room. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. It was beautiful to connect with you, and I really hope that you feel a little bit more relaxed, and perhaps it inspires you to practice a little bit more self-care. Sending lots of love, and I really hope to see you very soon. If you want to connect outside of this class, I'm just Liz Joy Wellbeing on social stuff. Take care, my loves. Have a beautiful rest of your day.